Does the word they mean Jews?
When you're talking about Jews, yes.
But if I'm not talking about Jews, then they doesn't mean Jews. When I say they want us to believe this or they want us to believe that, and you hear Jews, that's your own derangement. That's your own derangement. That's your own derangement. Anyways, switching gears here, I gotta show you a couple of clips. They're going viral right now, and CNN has cut these clips because they think they're embarrassing to me. So there's this young woman, she's the same age as me. Elle Reeve is her name, and I'm gonna also be clear, I got very testy in this interview because it was a couple of days after Charlie was killed. First interview I was giving, just worked out, but it was CNN. It wasn't about Charlie Kirk, but we had set this up before. And I decided to keep the appointment. You know, I hadn't been sleeping, I hadn't been eating, and this woman, I guess, decided that she just wanted to poke a bear. Anyways, she's the one passing around this clip because she thinks it totally embarrasses me and shows that I'm a white nationalist. Take a listen.
You can criticize Netanyahu without being anti-Israel, and you can criticize Israel without being anti-Semitic. But some of the themes, talking points, concepts you've used in your criticism of Israel, I'm very familiar with from covering white nationalists for 10 years. It's very unsettling for me to hear things like you saying, our government is occupied by Zionists, Trump is occupied by Zionists, we're an occupied nation. Because like, there's literally a term that's like an 80s, 90s term from white nationalism, ZOG, Zionist occupied government. It's their idea that Jews control the world. And I'm wondering, like, are you intentionally referencing those kind of themes?
Wait, just to slow this down. Are you accusing me of white nationalist rhetoric? Because I do have to have a little bit of a giggle about that first.
Well, that's, I mean, to me, I'm also like, they'd be no fan of yours.
It's silly. But this is one of the things where I feel like it's such a lesson for CNN. This is why nobody watches it anymore. I mean, it's like you're sitting across from a black person, you're like, I've learned about white nationalism, and you're using white nationalist rhetoric.
Like, I know them, I've been to their rallies, I've read all their texts.
I get it, I know. I'm so glad you're educated. But this is when it's like, put it in a book and anybody will say it. It's like, it's just, at a certain point you have to use your eyes and go, is Candace Owens promoting white nationalist rhetoric? Okay, immediately no. So what else could it be? Could it be that actually Zionism is what it actually represents?
What does that mean? Like,
Zionism is a political philosophy. Okay?
Zionist occupied government.
If you look into the history, yes, I believe we are a Zionist occupied government, and we're not the only one. Okay, yes, and I take it to the bank. If you need to walk out of here and say Candace Owens is a white nationalist for you to be able to digest it, then that's fine. You know, you have to deal with that in your own time. But like, what I will say is,
maybe this stuff is ambient, and that's where you
I stand by every statement that I made, and I want to double down on it. Okay, America is occupied by Zionists. Okay, America is occupied by Zionists.
The administration, whether it's Democrat or Republican, tiptoes around and obeys and gives Israel every wish that they demand.
I have said to people when they ask me if this Capitol crumbled to the ground, the one thing that would remain is our commitment to our aid. And I don't even call it aid, our cooperation with Israel. That's fundamental.
Okay, America is occupied by Zionists.
Across our country, Jewish Americans strengthen, sustain, and inspire our nation. As president, I will always celebrate and honor the Jewish people, and I will always stand with our treasured friend and ally, the State of Israel. That I can tell you.
Okay, America is occupied by Zionists.
Are you familiar with Genesis 12:3?
Probably not as well as you are, Congressman.
Well, it's pretty clear. It was the covenant that God made with Abraham. And that covenant was real clear. If you bless Israel, I will bless you. If you curse Israel, I will curse you. And then in the New Testament, it was confirmed that all nations would be blessed through you. So you do not know about that.
I have heard that. Now that you've explained it, yes, I have heard that before.
It's now familiar. Do you consider that a serious issue? I mean, do you want Columbia University to be cursed by God of the Bible?
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible. those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the Google.
It's in Genesis. But so you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And
what does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what? Hold on. Define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is.
I'd like to triple down on that if there's anybody going. I'd like to triple down on that. These tactics are super boring and tired, and this is why it hinges upon suppressing speech, right? Constantly having to refer to somebody as evil or a white supremacist or anti-Semitic because you've lost the argument on the base. Like there is no merit to your argument anymore. So it's all a constant struggle session of semantics. And then she moves on to they. Do you remember growing up when we were just allowed to use the word they in sentences? And nobody said, what do you mean by that? Several times, she just, what do you mean by they? As if she didn't understand how to construct a basic sentence and to refer back to the noun. She had no idea which plural noun I was referring to. Anyways, I was not really in the mood. And here is our conversation about they. They is a word, so like I don't need to always like say they. Like it's just a weird. It's like this is one of these psychology tactics where you're like, who is they? Who is they? And it's like
Because it sounds like you're saying Jews.
Does the word they mean Jews?
When you're talking about Jews, yes.
But if I'm not talking about Jews, then they doesn't mean Jews. When I say they want us to believe this or they want us to believe that, and you hear Jews, that's your own derangement, right? If I want to say something about Jews, I'll say it. If I want to say something about Israel, I will say it. If I want to, just like when I want to say something about black people, I'll say it. When I was saying during BLM, they want us to believe, nobody said, do you mean Jews? And so again, it's one of these trash tactics to make people fearful to speak. If I want to say Jews, I will say Jews. I don't fear saying Jews. When I say Zionists run the media, I mean Zionists run the media. People that support the political ideology of Israel run the media. Any other things that I can help clarify?
But are you familiar with this like very long-standing trope?
Couldn't give a shit about a trope. I really try not to curse, but I just felt like we needed to kill it real quick. You know what I mean? Just get her to move on from it because I really don't care. I'm so tired of these words. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Are you exhausted? We're tired. Collectively, we're tired. I had to shut it down because I suddenly realized I was homeschooling my toddlers. And I told her, as the interview goes on, I was like, look, I have toddlers at home. I can't teach you, basic sentence. I'm teaching my toddlers how to read. And here I am, I'm teaching her how to understand they in a sentence. That's a place. What are we doing? How old is this person? And she says she's the same age as me. And I'm going, you missed first grade? You don't know what they means? And now you're just it's a trope. This is the way to respond, okay? Just shut it down immediately. Embrace whatever you're going to be called. In this circumstance, if I got to be called a white supremacist to say my opinion about this administration and how it's been occupied by Zionists and the cruelties that the Palestinian children are suffering at the hands of Bibi Netanyahu, then so be it. I don't encourage you guys to cuss. It's a rare moment. Like I said, it was a couple days after Charlie Kirk died, and I just was not in the mood. But I do encourage you guys to defend yourselves in a similar manner.
What's your thoughts? Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the like, click the notification bell, and subscribe to this channel.
Listen, Genesis chapter 11 verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this back, Genesis 14 verse 13, Abraham steps on the scene. Being a descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was Abraham, born in the city of a black man called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan. Here, let me do some explaining. Abraham, Isaac was Jacob had 12 sons. For real, and these were the children of Israel, according to Genesis chapter 10. These were the children of Israel, according to Genesis chapter 10. These were the children of Israel, according to Genesis chapter 10.